We're here with Jim Zub, creator of Skullkickers. Thanks a lot for meeting with us.
No problem, my pleasure.
Now, I was hearing you give sort of the one-sentence description of Skullkickers.
Skullkickers is sort of like a buddy cop movie meets Conan the Barbarian. So it's troublemaking and monster mashing. If you like movies like Army of Darkness or Hellboy, then you're totally going to be in line with what we're doing.
So, where did this idea come from?
Skullkickers is it's sort of like my love letter to fantasy, sword and sorcery stuff that I grew up with. So fantasy novels and comics and role-playing games and all that stuff kind of germinated together, like just crammed together into this big, wild, swashbuckling story.
And now, you're the writer of it.
Yep.
So, your artist is?
Edwin Huang.
And how did you two come to collaborate on this?
Edwin actually, I work at the Udon studio as my day job, and he applied to the studio for work, and we weren't looking for anyone, but his portfolio really jumped out at me. I thought it was great, and we ended up collaborating back and forth after that, stayed in touch, and eventually he got on board Skullkickers with me to do the image series. So, yeah.
So, we're on issue, what, 13, 14?
13 comes out next week, yeah.
And so how far out do you have this planned?
I know where it's going. I've got the big plan in place. So as long as sales hold up, our big plan now is 6 story arcs. So we're going to have 36 issues total if everything comes to fruition. Yeah.
And so you're collecting these. You got a new compendium, hardcover, two volumes.
So we've been doing soft covers of each story arc. And then much like Chew, every 2 story arcs we're going to do a hardback. It's called Skullkickers Treasure Trove, and that also arrives in stores on Wednesday. So if you haven't picked up the series before, you can literally get all the issues so far and get the new issue and keep going from there.
Now, you're also going back and putting early episodes online for free.
Right, yeah. So we've got a website. Our earliest issues are sold out. So, you know, a lot of people are completists. They want to start from the beginning. And we want to give them the ability to read and to get on board. You know, even as a trade paperback, people aren't sure they want to commit to a series. So we're serializing the older issues 5 days a week so people can read bit by bit and slowly get hooked on what we're doing.
Now, you had, I don't know if controversy is the right word, but you were involved in an exchange with a Russian scanlation guy earlier in the year. And this was a really interesting thing because, on the one hand, he's asking for your files basically so he can write it out.
Right.
And then it kind of brought up this thing for you where, well, it's not in Russian and I'm not planning on releasing it in Russian.
How do you, you know, but do you legitimize what is actually a pirated operation of the book, and you're flattered that someone's translating it and they're putting it out in a foreign language, and that's great. But from a legal standpoint, I can't just give them the stuff, because if another foreign publisher wanted to publish the book, they could point at that and then say, well, it's actually worth $0, right, because these guys, you let them legitimately do it for free. So the sort of the best approach was kind of, you know, with pirated stuff, you can't legitimize it. You can't say, I'll post that link up or here's the official stuff. But equally, you know, it's not like I can go to Russia and stop them. So you just sort of got to kind of agree to disagree and sort of, oh, well, thank you. You know, it's kind of a
sort of a backhanded compliment, I think.
It is. It's weird. And it's like, would I love for it to be published in Russian? Sure. But you know, maybe down the line it will be legitimately, and I'm excited that there's fans of the book that are willing to do that and put that effort in, but I can't let them run rampant with it, right? So I don't have the power to stop them. I can't legally crush them or whatever. I mean, if DreamWorks and all these other movie companies can't stop people from making bootlegs, I've got, you know, infinitesimal powers, right? So, but it was a really weird situation. It was fascinating because there's a lot of passion there, and that's, I mean, the internet allows this kind of global passion for properties, you know, that this stuff can exist anywhere. It's wild.
Well, and that's what kind of drives comics too, is, I mean, it's fandom. It's people coming to a show like this and waiting in line to meet you.
Absolutely, and you want to, you know, you want that passion, you want that momentum, but you also want to make sure that they know that they can support the creators directly, especially creator-owned books where the profitability is always in question. You want people to know that they have a direct result on what you do, and the way we can keep making books and the way we can keep providing this entertainment is because you guys are supporting us.
Well, Skullkickers is definitely worth supporting, and it's a lot of fun. Now, you also have other web series that you have out. Let's talk a little bit about those, because those may not have gotten as much.
No problem. I'm doing a graphic novel at Udon. It's coming out in May. It's called The Makeshift Miracle. And because it's a whole new concept and it's a slow drama, I didn't want to do issues. I felt like it would hurt the format, that people wouldn't want to get on board. So we decided to serialize it online right from the get-go. So we're serializing the whole thing online and then doing pre-orders for the book as we go, bit by bit, building up an audience for the story. And so it's a sort of a different approach, using the web to generate a new brand and using the web to get a new audience for the work, and then try and mobilize them through book chains and through the comic book shops to purchase or to pre-order.
So you've got that one, and then speaking of numbers, so you were talking about over 500,000 hits for Skullkickers so far.
That was in 1 month, so we're now over 2 months, and I can tell you we're over 1 million page views.
Wow!
So over 1 million page views and 65,000 unique visitors. So it's a substantial audience that's willing to check it out online, that may have never heard of Skullkickers in print, may never have picked it up, may never have tried it. This weekend at Emerald City, I've had a lot of people come over that say they read it online and now they want to buy the book. They never would have tried it. They never would have picked it up. They never would have searched it out. And now they're a fan. And now they're a fan willing to buy. And that's, the ultimate compliment. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see this just grow and grow and grow.
Awesome. Yeah, we're super excited about the potential for all the avenues. So the print avenue, the web avenue, and then bring them together, buy the books, support the creators.
All right, let's wrap this up the way that we usually do by asking you, what's your issue? What's that comic that you read that was so crazy, out there, fun, that you just find yourself telling people about it?
I got to tell you, I always tell everyone I know about Atomic Robo. So Brian Clevenger and Scott Wegner are doing this hilarious, easily accessible book. It's super fun, it's super engaging, and it's easy to jump on board. The characters are compelling, the adventure is great, and it's fun. You finish an issue and you're smiling. It's one of my absolute favorite comics.
Yeah, it's a wild, wild time.
It's one of the best.
You never know what's going to happen.
No, it's so good, and it's so well thought out, but so just irreverent and fun. I love that book so much.
All right, well, thank you so much, and continued success to you.
Thank you.